For 11 months of 2023, I gave you a first-hand look at my dividend investing journey. Why would I end that fun right now just as I'm getting my largest dividend paying month of all time? As we cap off the year, as we cap off year 6 of this dividend investing journey, it just keeps getting better and better. That dividend snowball, it just keeps getting fatter and fatter. I love the juice. I love the squeeze. I touched down on 31 different companies / ETFs paying me this past month. My portfolio has ballooned to $170,000. That's a brand new all-time high for me, and I'm breaking dividend records, best of both worlds. Why would you rely on your 9 to 5 for all your income, a job that can be easily taken away whenever your employer feels like? Empower yourself. Do what the rich do. Get in on these assets that pay you to hold them and become your own boss. It's gonna take some work. Not everyone has the patience to do this, but let me show you how sweet this journey can be. Let's get straight into my year-end dividends, the reason you clicked on this video. To start off the month, we got a dividend payment from Honeywell, $14.07. I have to say sayonara to Honeywell as I was trying to consolidate my positions. Honeywell's still a great company. It just wasn't what I was looking for right now, but I enjoyed this last dividend payment, $14.07 from them. The next company to pay me dividends was Visa, $8.69. Now this is one I'm gonna be holding for the long run. Doesn't matter if Bitcoin spot ETFs have just been approved. A broken clock is still correct twice a day, but Visa can process thousands of transactions, millions of transactions within a single minute. Cryptocurrency is nowhere close to being able to do that. After Visa, we got paid $21.80 from Johnson & Johnson, a dividend king here. Had a rough 2023. Look for it to rebound here in 2024. The next ETF to pay me dividends was a $19.11 check from JP Morgan's income ETF, JEPI, a monthly paying ETF. I'm gonna be enjoying these dividends for years to come. One of my first ever purchases was Otter Tails. This company has been with me for 6 years now. Just hold it as a sentimental position. 44 cents. 44 cents from Otter Tails. All right, you guys are gonna love this next ETF. SCHD paid me a record $38.96. I just keep accumulating shares of this fantastic ETF. Owns over 100 different dividend paying companies. It's gonna have a rebalancing coming up here soon in March. It's gonna look at all of its different criteria and characteristics to be in the fund. So you're gonna get a lot of brand new companies, but it's also gonna keep a lot of the same fantastic companies that SCHD currently holds. So that's what I love about SCHD. It's constantly evolving, but it's also constantly paying you dividends. $38.96 from SCHD. How about this healthcare giant, United Health Group, paying me $16.28. Another solid earnings season from UNH. Next company to pay me dividends was the data center giant Equinix, paying me $15.17. This is one that I just continue to passively hold, and every quarter they share some of their profits with me. This is why I love dividend investing. You don't have to lift a finger, and you let the management teams, the hardworking employees, they do all the hard work for you while we just sit back and collect those dividends. Semiconductors aren't known to pay the largest of dividends, but if you hold enough shares, those dividend checks, they too become quite fat. I own almost 50 shares of Applied Materials. They paid me $15.67. I expect a lot of big things coming out of the semiconductor space for years to come. How about this, guys? The highest valued company in the world right now is not Apple, but Microsoft. Microsoft just eclipsed Apple for the highest market cap of any publicly traded company in the world, and they sent me a check for $11.58. Expect a lot of big things with AI, cloud computing in the future for Microsoft. We just had Steamboat Willie go into the public domain, but one company that I'm glad that I always get an opportunity to be an investor in is Coca-Cola. This is a company that has been selling soft drinks for over a century, and I don't see any signs of them slowing down. They paid me $15.85. Solid blue chip company here, paying me passive income. And that went into buying more shares of Coca-Cola. I just have drip enabled hold on them. I love to just keep accumulating more shares of KO. Another company that sells a lot of Coca-Cola is McDonald's, paying me $17.74. That went into buying more shares of McDonald's. Still love me some good McDonald's, some good Mickey D's, Big Macs, fries, Coke. Man, that's a powerful high-calorie combo right there. Real estate company on the side. People sure do love to eat, not only in the United States, but around the world. How about this next one, guys? Oh, Realty Income, not reality. A real estate company with over 12,000 properties across the United States and the world. They pay monthly dividends, super juicy yield right now because of those high interest rates. Accumulating more and more shares, $22.32 from Realty Income. This is another one that I have drip enabled on, so I'll keep reinvesting those shares for months and years to come. All right, next company to pay me was Waste Management, paying me $10.50. Keeping it real simple with this one. Very profitable business, even if it is a garbage company. A ton of oil has recently been found off the shores of Guyana, off of Venezuela. Anytime oil is found, that usually means a lot of money is to be made, but it also unfortunately means there's gonna be a lot of warfare. So expect that to be a hot topic discussion in coming months, but a company that's expected to make some profits off that is Shell, which paid me $17.24 this past quarter. How about those gas prices? Are they high? Are they low? I guess it's really subjective these days. Speaking of causing conflict around the world, we have BlackRock paying me $21.02. BlackRock, an alternative investment vehicle, private equity, invest in so many different things that you don't even know about. Paying me $21.02. A lot of your favorite companies are traded on the NASDAQ exchange. There, of course, is a company that makes that all possible, and that is NDAC, paying me $7.02. All right, then we have one of my top picks for 2024. Healthcare is already off to a great start. Why not just own the sector with this index fund, paying me $5.32? Another company that's still somehow reaching brand new highs is Nvidia, $1.35 from them. But if they keep having this ridiculous capital appreciation, I'm up nearly $15,000 in capital gains on Nvidia. One of my best performing stock picks of all time. All right, then we have Union Pacific, paying me $22.92. A lot of cold people these days in the winter, but that's not stopping goods from being shipped on those railroad tracks. $22.92 from UNP. All right, guys, how about Bank of America paying me $21.12? Big banks, high interest rates. That's a profitable duo. Remember, guys, this is an investing strategy that anyone can practice and start doing today. Don't let the numbers discourage you. We all start from somewhere. I also got paid $36.10 from one of my Fidelity money market accounts. Won't count this toward my dividend income. This will fall under a totally different bucket. Just wait to see that total later in this video. How about the triple Qs? They actually just paid a special dividend in the month of January. That caught me totally off guard because I've never seen them do this in their entire history. But for the month of December, they paid me $20.75. All right, we have this Pepsi dividend that paid out the first week of January, but it is really a December dividend payment. $22.51 from Pepsi. This is a stock that's sort of on a dip here, so I've been buying into it, just accumulating more shares of this soft drink giant. Also a big food producing company as well these days. So $22.51 from this Dividend King. Another dividend ETF that snuck into January is $17.42 from QILD, a Global X NASDAQ 100 covered call ETF. Just holding this one long term, just collecting those checks on the side. It sure is a great feeling. Certainly can't forget about my Roth IRA. Inside that, I own Main Street Capital, a BDC, monthly paying BDC, by the way, paying me $2.32. Another monthly paying company is the REIT in Stag Industrial, owns many warehouses across the world, paying me $2.75. One of my favorite dividend growth ETFs is DGROW. They paid me $7.69. This is an ETF that holds over 400 different securities. I'd say that's pretty diversified. All right, I guess Main Street wasn't done paying dividends for the year. They actually paid out a special dividend of $3.36. Hey, certainly not going to complain about more money in my pockets. But probably my favorite business development company, BDC, is Ares Capital. and they paid me $27.94. Just can continue to accumulate more and more shares of Aries and those dividend payments. Hopefully they just continue to be fatter and fatter. All right, I have a lot of uninvested cash in my Roth, right? I was trying to get to those limits by the end of the year, so it was just throwing a lot of cash that way. So $46.48 in just interest from my money market accounts. Another income ETF that has some chance of capital appreciation is Divo. They paid me $3.06 to end off the year. Then, of course, we have the other Global X popular income ETF, X Yield, paying me $5.62. Altogether, I had 31 companies / ETFs send me checks totaling a whopping $437.49. That is a brand new personal high. That is unreal. I knew I'd hit $400 one day, but I didn't think it was today. Like, honestly, I saw the dividends coming in throughout the month, but I didn't even total it up till I made this video, and I was pretty dumbfounded. I definitely wasn't expecting the dividend snowball to be this powerful at the end of the year. I made almost $2,800 in dividends this year. That's up almost $600 since last year. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying, hey, for a $170,000 portfolio, that's actually not that high of a yield. But keep in mind, I'm a dividend growth investor, right? I'm still relatively young. I'm just trying to buy great companies and businesses. And if they pay a dividend, that's great. But I'm not exclusively going after high yielders. If you wanted to do that, you could potentially make a lot more in dividend income than the strategy that I'm practicing right now. So that $437, that's actually a 43.5% increase than last year when I made just $305. Imagine getting a 44% raise at your job. This is what just brings me so much joy. It brings my monthly average up to $263. That's a $23 increase from last month. My quarterly average, how much I make every 3 months, is now up to $790. That is a $68 increase since we last made this video. All right, so you're probably wondering, how did I get such a big raise since the last time this tranche paid out, which was $370? Now, I looked back, it was just a mix of different companies paying a little bit more this quarter, paying out those special dividends. And it's also just the timing of when companies pay dividends, especially those right at the border of the month. Some of them fell into December, where in other tranches, it didn't necessarily fall into that month. I also made $83.17 in money market accounts. I mean, making money from owning companies, that's a rewarding feeling. But making money for just having your cash sitting there with essentially no risk, that's a whole different feeling of being on top of the world. Now, you see how super rich people, those with $1 million or $2 million just sitting there in cash with 5% interest rates these days, you can see how people can easily make 6 figures without doing any work. The hard part is we have to create that value. We have to build that wealth, get ourselves in that position. And that's exactly what we're learning together on this channel. Now, I'm still making more money going to the bathroom at work, but every month I'm getting that much closer to financial freedom. These dividends will one day pay for all of our expenses in retirement. This won't be the final dividend video I have. I have one more big year-end review video in the works. Keep an eye out for that. Don't walk on this dividend investing journey alone. Join and participate in the Discord. We have so many like-minded investors in there to bounce ideas off of. And did you know that I beat the stock market last year in total returns? See my full $170,000 portfolio and my weekly trades that I post on the Patreon linked below. My videos are always found in podcast form under the Collect Cash podcast name, and I will buy, stash, and collect cash you later.